Aerophone. I will talk about the definition and some uh, open cylinders, open closed cylinders, and wavelengths, and this kind of stuff. And then maybe the reed instruments, and especially for saxophones, but mostly flute. Definition of an aerophone, what's that? That is, air is a generator of the main generator of the sound. Any class of musical instruments, for instance, trumpet or flute, in which sound is generated by air as a primary vibrating medium. But saxophones is also, and clarinets with reeds are also included. Yeah. Air is a generator. Okay, we have here some energy. Could be some pressure and oscillation. What could be the oscillation? Edge blow. Yeah, the energy could be a stroke, or pressure, air pressure. It could be reeds, and it could be lips, like in brass. And then we have some resonators. It could be closed cylinders, open cylinders, cone, or none of it. And it could be modified. There are some modifiers to modify the length of the air, and therefore the frequencies. Tone holes, like in flutes and saxophones, pistons, and slides. So about resonators, I will talk about closed and open and open closed cylinders now. Yes, yes, I try here to find out here, and the wave speed of sound in air is a little bit important. It's a adiabatic constant. I think it's adiabatic constant divided by pressure in kilopascal, 101 kilopascal divided by the density in the air. And so if we put, for instance, 1.5 for the adiabatic constants, 100,000 Newton per square meter divided by 1.254 kilo per cubic meter. Then with the entities in the right way, we get at 343 or 4 times, like that. You can also get another. It could also be written in fundamentals like this: lambda gange r divided by t. Yes, where lambda is a adiabatic constant, r is a gas constant for air, some joules, kilogram -1, and Kelvin -1. Kelvin is about 275 Kelvin is about 0 Celsius. Okay, and just to say that temperature has an impact on the speed of sound and therefore the frequencies. Okay. Yes, I will talk now about an open standing waves in an open cylinder. Standing waves, we have an open cylinder, and then the pressure is here. It should be 0 at the pressure. It should be 0 at the end. And here's the motion. Så den her. Take this. This is motion. Yes. And it comes up with that the harmonics is n times use this sound of speed divided by 2 times L, or should I say F1 is 2 times LF. Effective length. There are some corrections, for instance, in a flute. There is a physical length, L0, and then there are some corrections here. This is L correction, or what we call it. Maybe also in the other end. For a flute, there's another correction. It's called embouchure correction, and L. This is a acoustic length, or the effective length here. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And so you should use that in the terms, the effect length. And yes, and you also have okay. What can I say now? This L, this correction term should be 0.3 times the diameter in the cylinder. Yeah. Okay. Then we have an open closed. Yes. I think the pressure should be like this. Still, the pressure should be here like this. Pressure. Here, pressure. Pressure. It's not that good. And then the motion here. Just to say that this is a mode for the pressure, and it's same as a note for the motion. Antinode is the same as a mode. Okay. And it turns out here that Fn for this should be n times 40 c divided by 4L or 4L effective length. Yes. Yes. So and for open close, n should be odd, and for the open it should be n are all numbers. Then we have a cone. You also get Fn is n times c divided by 2L. Yeah. Yes. In this correction terms, in a flute, now it's more common than so, because if you it depends also of the hole, the tone holes, if it's open or closed. There's some extra corrections. There's some terms for this also. Yeah, you can have a yes. That's it. So we have you can have some other kind of cylinders, for example, beer bottles. It's like a Helmholtz oscillator, some frequencies, principles, cavity, and S is an area, and LF here. LF effective length is a little bit longer than the physical length. So there should be a term here. F is 2 pi, no, C divided by 2 pi times this area of the neck, and divided by L volume times the effective length. Yes, you can say it's like a mass here and a spring, M and a spring. This is a Helmholtz. Yeah. What shall I say? It's about the flute, and there's a cutoff frequency for flute. Cutoff. That means that because it is open both ends, there's a limit, upper limit for the frequencies to get out of both holes. So this should be about 2000 hertz. But yeah. And for a saxophone with a reed, it's not. They can play more overtunes or more harmonics. Yeah. So it's cone-formed saxophone, and you can also make some. Here we have some mouth pressure, airflow. I can mention, and some. Yeah, here is a small lip force, and here is a great lip force, big force, lip force. Okay. So if you play with a small lip force, your airflow is better than pressure. So you can say yes, and so it's almost sinus formed when you use a lot of small lip pressure. If you put a lot of pressure, if you are in this area out here, this area here, you get some clippings, hips, clipping. Here we have time. Yes. Okay. And you can say that anyway. Yes. Hvad hedder det? Yes. Now I'm saying too much. Oh, fundamental frequency of the flute when all the tone holes are closed. Okay. And this about the frequency, the nonlinear behavior of the reeds brings the frequency, brings high frequency components. We also have other kinds of clarinets. It's the odd harmonics which are more strong here. But the spectrum is for even harmonics is a little bit they're a little bit attenuated. You have trumpets is with lips, with lips is the oscillation or tonality. Yeah, maker. Yes, and I think it is that. Thank you.